I think Saka might be my son, like somehow. Because the anger I felt when that Davis of a defender, I think that's his name, stamped on his Achilles. The rage that went through my body in that moment, I was surprised. Stupid, senseless, rough tackle. Like, he needs to be arrested. They need to arrest this young man for that tackle. He was nowhere near the ball. He didn't even seem to attempt to get the ball. He just went straight and stamped on his Achilles. An Achilles that we've seen destroy quality footballers, most notably Santi Cazorla. We know how bad his Achilles was over the years. After one tackle, then they tried to do some repairs and he ended up just stifling his career. I think he's still playing, but we know how much damage an Achilles injury can do to a player's career. So seeing that just hurt, because that could have been so much worse. Like, you just stamp on a player's Achilles and also rolling his ankle. It is insane. They need to arrest that defender. And the fact that the Ipswich fans were also there booing is insane. But I guess we all do this. They don't have the privilege as we do. We are watching it on TV. We had the replay to show us how horrible that challenge was. But to boo Saka as if he tried to get him sent off. No, it was terrible. It was a terrible tackle. And I just don't understand what he was thinking. I know Saka had been cooking him. Maybe it's just frustration and he just went for it to try to show him I'm around. But that's not the way to do it. And he's a 25-year-old man. So it's not like he's a young kid who doesn't know how to make those tactical fouls to let the player know that you're there. Rudiger gave us a perfect example all through the second leg, making all those dirty fouls, but he never got sent off. And he never really put in a tackle that could actually injure somebody. But this player, this Davis of a kid, just went for his Achilles and it could have caused more damage. And I was so angry. And I'm sure if you're an Arsenal fan or if you love England somehow, you would have felt the same rage that I felt. Horrible tackle, man. And some fans are saying, why is Saka even playing these games? Like, why are they not protecting him? I think even the commentator said that he's surprised that Arteta started Saka. But remember, Saka had missed at least 3 months of football. He's still not at the sharpness that we need him to be if we're going to win this title. So he needs to play. Same goes for why is Saliba playing? Why is Kiwior playing? Well, why is Saliba playing? Because he and Kiwior don't have that bond, that brotherly, telepathic connection that he does with Gabriel. So Kiwior and Saliba needs as much minutes as they can possibly get so they can have this connection even when they're not looking at each other. They know where exactly the other player is going to be. They know each other's strengths, which I'm sure they know already from training. But we need all these players to keep playing in this position. One thing that surprised me today was Rice falling back into the 6. I guess maybe not surprised me, but I would have thought that now that we're going to lose Partey for the first leg at the Emirates against Paris Saint-Germain, I was thinking he would just make one change and not two. Find somebody to replace Partey. I know Jorginho doesn't have pace and he's also injured. I thought he was going to try maybe Timber in there since White is back. Take White at right back. But I also know he probably doesn't want to do that, which kind of makes sense. But I just thought it would be find somebody to play the midfield and leave Rice at the 8 because he's doing that. But today kind of showed me what he's thinking is going. I will not be surprised if we see Merino drop back into midfield and Trossard go up top when the time comes. But back to the Saka situation. You know how you know a footballer is in a good mental state? After the foul, after that terrible tackle on Saka, he missed so many chances, at least 3 that I counted, where maybe 2 of them were clear opportunities where he should have scored. The one-on-one that he just fluffed his lines completely when Merino has slipped him in perfectly. That one was just shocking. But what does my boy do? He just laughs. He looks up, you see him smiling, head did not drop whatsoever. Fans were giving it to him the whole game after that player got injured, got red carded. The players were giving him, but my man, after missing all these opportunities, he could just smile. And that is a good place to be. Maybe that doesn't make sense to you, but I'm telling you, a lot of players, when they miss opportunities, guilted opportunities, right? They are head down. We see it with Garnacho all the time. We see it with Højlund, Manchester United players, because it's clear that their head is not in a good mental space. And their fans are probably smashing them on social media. Not probably, they are. They're ripping on Garnacho, they're ripping on Højlund. But it's not the case for Saka. Saka is well loved by these Arsenal fans. fans. We love him. He's probably your most loved player at the club. He's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player currently playing as we speak. We all love him. So he's almost sort of like relaxed. And he also knows that he's super effective. And he knows he's just having one of those days. To smile after missing your third opportunity in a row just shows me that he's in a good mental space. And we need not just him, but every single player to have their head right if we are going to salvage anything from this season. All we have left, clearly, with Liverpool doing what they're doing, is the Champions League. That's all we have. And if every single player is in a good place mentally, I promise you there's a huge chance we have glory this season. Yes, there's so many tough teams. All those teams, those 3 teams that we have to come up against are special. Every single one. When we all know, if we've watched them this season, we know what strong suits they have. We know it. So any of us could win it. But it might be that little difference. Where's your mental state at? Where's the mental state of each player? Not just the ones who are starting every game. Trossard, for instance, who didn't start any of the Madrid games. Him coming in today, starting and scoring 2 goals, good place in his head. Zinchenko, who I think is going to leave in the summer because obviously he's like third option now at left back. It seems, because obviously Miles Lewis Kelly has held that down. And we have, what's the fine boy from Italy's name? Calafiori. That's who I'm thinking about. He's second in line at left back. But we need every single player to be in a great place. Not just the starting 11, like I've said, every single person on the bench as well. I was happy to see Waneri come in, do his dancing feet, sit a couple of players down and bag it home. Yes, he needed a deflection, but that's what happens when you shoot. I'm also very pleased with Odegaard today. I thought he did better going up top. I think in the Real Madrid 2 legs, he was just more of the pressing, all the hard work, all his brilliance was done off the ball. But it's good to see him, get his groove back against the lesser teams in Ipswich as well. So it's good that we're all, first of all, we're fit. Second of all, we're still beating teams. Like defensively, we look incredible, even without our man, Gabriel, who's probably in contention to be player of the season this year for us. We still look very good. Timber was on the bench today. White came in, no difference. Zinchenko came in, stepped in at left back today. We were chilling, I love that Butler Oyodeji as well, who we haven't really seen. I think this is only his second game for Arsenal. Came on, had a shot on target. I think that one also took a deflection, which forced a good save from the Ipswich goalkeeper. But it's good to see, these kids, every single player do well. I wish Butler scored though, because, he's Nigerian, his family is Nigerian, and I want to see him do well. But I don't think we'll ever see it in the Arsenal colors. I hope he, finds his feet somewhere else and just expresses himself. I think he's a little too small for the kind of profile of an attacker we need in the club. And I don't see it happening where he becomes somebody we rely on in seasons to come. But yeah, if you made it to this part of the video, happy Easter to you. If you're new here, please like this video. Please subscribe as well. If you're old as well, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about every single thing I said today, or just share your thoughts. I'll be curious to, know it all, and I will reply to every single one. Take care. God bless. Peace.